Okay, here we are at the end of 2025, and I want to ask you a question. How many of you are looking at a list of things or thinking about things in your head that you wanted to accomplish in 2025, and you're nowhere closer to accomplishing those things than you were a year ago? And then you say, I will do it in 2026. But what will change? Unless you take different actions, unless you get support, unless you make a clear plan and a strategy, you're going to be in the same place next year. I know that a lot of times when I was younger, I used to think I had forever, and forever never came. And now that I am in my 70s, I'm thinking if I don't do it now, it'll never be done. So I want you to really take a good stock. I want you to take a good view at your life, your law practice, and decide, am I going to let another year go by and I'm not going to be any closer than I was a year ago? If you don't change, nothing changes. Insanity, I know you've heard it over and over again, is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So I want to tell you 3 things that you can do to make 2026 be better than 2025. It's not about making a New Year's resolution list. Those are the worst things. I remember years and years ago, because I always worked out a lot, and we went to the gym, and we went to the gym all year round. We were there at the gym at 6 a.m. in the morning, a group of it, maybe it was about 6 or 7 of us. We were religious. We went to the gym every day. And then the holidays came, and then New Year's came. And all of a sudden, there was this flood of people coming in. We couldn't get the machines that we normally worked on, and people were running around and they were working out. And within a week, they were all gone. And we laughed and said, did they get fit in a week? But that's really what New Year's resolutions are. It's setting impossible goals for yourself, expecting too much, and then you're discouraged, and then you go the rest of the year being at the effect of what's going on instead of having a clear. So I want to tell you 3 things that you can do that will help you to accelerate and change next year. The first thing you want to do is you want to choose one goal that you're going to be willing to take action on every week, no matter how small the action is, and that you're going to put it in your calendar. For example, if you're going to say on Thursday at 10 a.m., I'm going to spend 1 hour on this goal. And even if you're sitting there contemplating the goal, making a list of people you'll call, doing something every week towards that goal. Now you might say, Pamela, well, nothing's going to happen. I promise you, if you put one goal, something that you really desire, it has to be something that's really important to you. And if you put it in your calendar every week to review that goal and see what actions you can take. So the second thing is, once you choose that goal, on one of your hour sessions, I want you to make a list of all the things you could possibly do to achieve the goal, no matter how ridiculous. Write it down. So for example, if your goal was to get 3 new clients in 2026, and on your hour that you have, say it's Thursday at 3 o'clock, and you're going to spend that hour from 3 to 4 on that goal, you're going to spend this hour saying, I am going to call everyone I know. You're going to just say things that you know you're not going to do, but things that seem ridiculous, but start pouring them out, like thinking of things you could do. I'm going to talk to my uncle. I'm going to talk to my brother. I'm going to go to the country club. I'm going to go to lunch. I'm going to call this person and ask them if they can give me any referrals. I'm going to call past clients and ask for referrals. Just write all these things down for that hour. And when you get tired of writing things down, just sit there and look at the list. And you might even find yourself like your chest could feel tight, like all these things seem impossible. But just be with that action list. And then when you catch your breath, start writing again, and write for that whole hour. And at the end, just before you finish, write down 3 things that you would be willing to do. What do I mean when I say be willing to be willing? Sometimes the resistance is so strong that you just can't go out and just do it. You can't just push yourself to go do it, because our actions come from our inside. So we do things based on how we feel. If we feel motivated to do it, if it's something we want to do, then we will be willing to be willing. So sometimes we are not willing to do it. I do not want to call Bob and ask him for a referral, but you can be willing to call Bob. And when you have the list of things you'll be willing to do, then that's when the magic happens. So now you have this one thing. You have one thing that you are willing to focus on and to accomplish. The second thing is, you're going to write that down. You're going to put on your calendar 1 hour a week that you're going to focus on whatever that goal is. And the third thing you're going to do is you're going to brainstorm and write down all the things you could possibly do to accomplish that. Now, if you continue to do that if it's Thursday at 3 o'clock, I promise you will start to take action on that goal. Here's a bonus point, and I would suggest that you get support. More and more of my clients and lawyers over the years have found it out. Over the years, more and more lawyers have realized that it's not a fun game. It's not a productive game to be a loner, to be over there in the silo struggling by yourself. And too many attorneys have lost it and felt discouraged and never move and never change. But either get a support group, find someone, hire your coach. People hire me. I actually have a mastermind group. Surround yourself with people who have goals. If you do that, at the end of 2026, you'll look and you will see how many of your goals you will accomplish. It's funny when you start to take action on one goal with a focused way, how many other actions you take. And your law practice and your life will not even be familiar with you 1 year from now. So here again, here's the review. Choose one goal that you really, really want to do. You're going to write down all the things that you could do. Choose one thing that you're willing to focus on. Schedule in your calendar 1 hour per week that you're going to focus on that. Third thing, the first hour, brainstorm all the things you could possibly do. And then out of that brainstorming hour, choose one thing you're willing to do. And as you continue each week doing that, you will find yourself in action and you will no longer be procrastinating. Please subscribe and we will see you later on.